penultimate round in Season 13, and we are at Yas Island. Ravo on pole from JD Venter and B Dragon Sonic. Then it's Iron at Fabness, Daph Sanchez, and Marcus Nelson as 6th. Then it's Yuki Suo, Taylor Schumacher, and Enoch Huey. Then it's MF1 Rod and 10, running out the current point scorers if it were to finish like this. Bob and Mielrez. Then it's Jackie Zigranes, Akari in 14th, Pastor Maldonado onside, David Camino, and Mahavira Gunther. Then it's Daniel Baltasarov, Salos Kynes, UK Ball, Leo, and Sebo Campo. 2 rounds left to go in Season 13. Ravo, B, Dragon Sonic, David Camino, and Sebo Campo, all in the hopes of winning a championship this season. As the Yas Island E-Prix is green, and Ravo getting off to a very good start. A start he probably should have had last time out. But B Dragon Sonic holding on to P2 here, with Daph Sanchez now behind him, because JD Vance falls off just a little bit. Down to 4th has gone the South African driver. Daph Sanchez is probably going to look to the inside line. He does look to the inside line, and he's gone P2. We've got yellow flags, and oh, that is Daniel Bogdasarov with the 5-second time penalty. We saw a cargo a little bit airborne there, as Sebo Campo now shuffled down into last place. And look at this. It's for a field spread here. Jaco Tigranes holding the field that's going 3x3 into the chicane. 3x3 into the chicane. It never really goes well. And oh, that is a spinner. That is Akari into the wall and missing part of its front wing. Both with Brawn cars, with one of them in the championship hunt, also involved in this as well. Sebo Campo's been able to gain 2 positions due to that, but out in front, Ravo leads with Daph Sanchez 6/10 of the second down, and B Dragon Sonic currently in 3rd. For Ravo or David Cameron to still realistically be in a championship fight here, they need to win here. They need to win with the other championship rivals not finishing in the points, or just straight up not finishing at all. And for Ravo right now, this is the dream. This is the dream. He's currently under threat in the championship from David Camino. Akari does pit for a new front wing, basically relinquishing all hopes of a race win. He's gone onto the medium tires though, so he should come into the pits again at around lap 8. But look at the gap. It's unrealistic to say that he can come back from that. As Daph Sanchez, he's 3/10 off the back of Ravo. This could be the race lead for the Rodin Motorsport 72. Can he gain closer? He's gaining up to the back of the Italian driver, but he's just not close enough. We'll get another chance. That's coming into turn 1, but a more realistic chance going through turn 5. B Dragon Sonic's really fallen off the back here. What's happening with him? What's happening with him is I think he's just holding in position. I don't think he wants to go for anything. Bob with a 5-second time penalty for causing a collision, and Marcus Nelson gives him a little kiss, little rub along the side of that Renault Edam's car that he could have actually driven in Season 2. Ravo with the fastest lap of the E-Prix then, out in front. Look at this fight for P8 here. Every driver from P5 down, separated from the race leaders just a bit. Sebo Campo with the new fastest lap, a 1:14.766. Currently in 18th place. He's Pastor Maldonado putting the brakes on David Camino with his championship rival alongside him. And Camino's going to send it down the inside. He's sent it shooting down, and that's allowed Sebo Campo to funnel his way through as well. But he's going to need the DRS benefit coming into the chicane to even have his chance at taking that 17th position. He's going to try and take that 17th position, but Camino going to try and take 15th as well. So that is Camino into 15th. Leo, can he hold on to 16th? It's going to be a 4-way fight for 15th place here, including 2 potential championship rivals, as there goes into 15th place Sebo Campo, but he's 2 seconds off the back of, well, any hope of points. It would only actually take him to P12 as, oh, Jaco Tigranes hits the wall, losing both of the front wing elements, and out of the race it goes Jaco Tigranes. What happened there with Sebo Campo? He clattered the back of Sebo Campo. Did Sebo Campo? He clattered the back of that Lamborghini Monaco car. Into the pits comes Baltasar, Ocampo, and Maldonado on lap 4 of 14. Virtual safety car ending then. As the pit stoppers come out of the pit, we go back racing then. Looking further up front. And Akari still last place. I think he might perennially be in last place. JD Venter started on the front row, if I'm not mistaken. And he's currently still in ninth. As for the two hyperdrive cars, they still are where they started, except now it's Dash Sanchez sandwiching them, in between them rather, instead of JD Venter. Sanchez's start was actually pretty cool, if you ask me. It was very clean. Bob trying to make a not as clean pass on Yuki Suo. Suo closing the door, still slamming this door as shut as possible on that Renault Edams car with a 5-second time penalty. Don't you forget it. And into the pits has come Revo and Dav Sanchez and Yuki Suo and Ina Babinis. B-Dragon Sonic now leads the way, 4 seconds ahead of these two, who are now dueling over second place. Now, the chances of us having a second VSC aren't low. And just making sure everyone knows that. Bob now up into second place. He's going to get DRS down this straight. JD Venter up into fourth place. But he's got Marcus Nelson right behind him for company. So how close is the Dane going to get? Can he send it? He's not going to send it quite yet. He's still trying to gain a little bit of time on that Volkswagen ahead of him. He's still gaining ever more. But it isn't enough to try and send it. He's gonna send it anyway! It wasn't enough! He should have just stayed in the slipstream, because now he's lost. It's quite a lot of time to the Volkswagen car ahead of him. And so no hope of a P4 then for the Danish driver. Iron Babinis currently in 13th place, setting a faster second sector time, yeah. The second sector actually, in terms of distance traveled, the longest sector is into the pits. Come the race leaders now. JD Venter to take the lead. MF1 World, does he pit? He stays out. MF1 World staying out because he's on hard tires. He's going to take over on that race lead. Daniel Bogdasarov currently defending from Revo. And Dav Sanchez, both drivers came into the pits around at the same time as out of the race has gone David Camino. Oh! Camino in the pit lane, we believe. Yeah, that is a pit lane retirement for David Camino. And for Braun GP, not only is it all too often we see one of their cars retired in the pit lane, it is how David Camino goes out of taking a shot of a championship. Because with that 28 points is more than the 26 on offer next time out at London. He will likely be P4 in the Drivers' Championship come season's end, but we'll only know that for sure when the checkered flag falls next time out in London. Now, as Bogdasarov's stranglehold on P4 looks to be coming to an end, and Leo holding up basically everyone behind him. He's not got any kind of tire issues, he's just not got DRS of any kind. As into the pits comes JD Venter. Will MF1 World come in? MF1 World's in. Bogdasarov staying out. He pitted pretty early, we believe. Dav Sanchez now second because Revo still on the back of him. Bogdasarov with the time penalty. Akari has started to slide there. And that was a little bit of a slide. 5 seconds given to the Philippine driver. But apart from that, nothing else really done. B-Dragon Sonic with the fastest first sector of anyone of 13.949. And he's 3 seconds down on the race leaders. But someone who's barely even a second down on the race leaders is Ravo, who sends it down the inside of the chicane. Can he take the position? Dav Sanchez now with a 5-second time penalty into the lead of the E-Prix. Has gone Ravo, but not for long, because there goes Daniel Bogdasarov to the race lead at half race distance. But if we're actually looking at if it finishes as this, Ravo will win because the two drivers around him have 5-second time penalties. It's so very close between everyone here. There goes Bob on Yuki Suo. Suo trying to do the switch back here, but he's got to be wary of Theodore Schumacher right behind him. And Marcus Nelson being hounded by the Hong Kong driver of Anand Kiwi, who is trying to get out of that final points paying position. David Camino, Sebo Campo rather, currently in 13th place with the fastest lap of the E-Prix. Daniel Bogdasarov and Dav Sanchez all fighting over this position, as behind them is B-Dragon Sonic and Iron Babness. There goes B-Dragon Sonic up into 4th place. Kenny is out. He's at this point of the track with the race leaders. He's less than a second behind his own teammate. They're dragging each other all the way down into the chicane. It's a 5-way fight for the race lead. There goes Dav Sanchez with the inside line, and he's gonna take the race lead here in Yas Island. Ravo gets shuffled down to P2, but his teammate, B-Dragon Sonic, with the inside line, 6 to go in this Yas Island E-Prix, takes the lead of the E-Prix. Ravo right behind him, the number 7. They best not tangle now, or else that's going to allow Sebo Campo to try and his hand at winning this race. They won't tangle, it seems. But Dav Sanchez is closing the door quite rapidly, is spinning, is Bob, and facing the wrong direction, and airborne is Bob, hitting JD Venter. Bob now missing part of his front wing, that might be his entire front wing, and it's hitting him once again in this race, taking out another driver is Sebo Campo. Sebo Campo getting back into the race, almost colliding with UK Ball. It's a virtual safety car with 5 more laps to run in this E-Prix, and once again, Sebo Campo, the current championship leader, he's been involved in another incident. He's been quite a bad boy, but he hasn't been given any penalties for it. I'll probably look into that race control. Ionet Babness on the back of Ravo as the virtual safety car now ends. We go back underway. No DRS because the virtual safety car just ended. 5 laps to go. I do think the 2 hyperdrive cars that are leading the way here, I think they will pit again. It's the smart and the right thing to do, to pit again. But Ionet Babness right on the back of the second hyperdrive car and the number 7. The field now strung out. Will Babness try his luck at an overtake on the number 7? He's not close enough to do too much, we don't think. You wouldn't think. A lot of weaving from Ionet Babness there, but just about keeping it out of the walls. And Sebo Campo now on the back as the race leaders come into the pits. All but Ravo have come in. And with 4 laps to go, that's going to likely be for the medium tyres. And the medium tyres will make it to the end of the race. Into the pits comes Sebo Campo. Let's take a look at how his Andretti squad do this pit stop. You can see his pit box right there. He turns in. They're going to repair all the damage done, as you can see on the steering wheel. He goes on to soft tyres. It should also see him to the end of the race, so I'm not too sure why teams aren't just sending their drivers out on softs, but you know, Ravo's definitely going to come in and come out on softs. B-Dragon Sonic currently in 6th place behind in his old friend UK Ball. Coming into the chicane. Don't think he's going to try and do any sort of moves. Doesn't do any sort of moves. He's going to get DRS, but so will Anant Kiwi, who's right behind this pair. Anant Kiwi, he now trying to take 6th and 5th. He's going to take 6th, and he's going to take 5th. Hong Kong up into 5th place as UK ball now dropping off in terms of speed because of that lack of time. And out of the race has gone Rainbow. Rainbow's out, and his championship hopes are out with him. Dav Sanchez flipped as well. Daniel Baltasar, the man who flipped both cars there. I cannot believe it. Hyperdrive left out the number 7 car for too long. He probably knew he was left out for too long. And Rabo now out of the race. He's still in the championship hunt as long as Sebo Campo does not score more than 3 points. But that's literally going to be a race win next time out, with both his teammate and Sebo Campo not scoring too many points. But I don't think Revo's still going to be in this championship hunt. I doubt it, because this man, B-Dragon Sonic, currently in 3rd. 9 seconds off the race lead. He only actually has to gain 4 to take the race lead. As long as he passes like that, Inocui up into P number 2. And now he's just got to gain 3-4 seconds to Daniel Baltasar ahead, but he's still got Inocui the company. And that Red Bull Formula E car currently still behind the 44. Marcus Nelson sitting the fastest second section of anyone. B-Dragon Sonic struggling with that hyperdrive car just to even keep it on the road. Is that a pit stop? It's not a pit stop for Daniel Baltasar. What a race it's been already, with 2 laps to go in this penultimate round of the FEMC. Theodore Schumacher sitting at fastest lap. It's a 1:14 lap time for the Skoda car. Skoda looking to take home some more points that is desperately needed for a team that is currently lost in the standings. Sebo Campo setting the fastest lap of the E-Prix. And looking at the gap between the 2 race leaders, it's 7 seconds, 6.3. B-Dragon Sonic currently cannot take the lead of the championship. Inocui gaining on B-Dragon Sonic there. Now into the second DRS point, the second consecutive DRS point. And he's losing a lot of time coming out of that turn. But he gains it he gains so much more time going into the next one. But still, it's not good. And it's a slow-moving pinnacle car, is it? No! Sebo Campo! More misfortune for a championship hopeful. Sebo Campo's got a puncture! Oh my goodness me! B-Dragon Sonic right now has an open goal for the championship lead. He will start the penultimate lap in the lead because the 2 drivers that were hounding his position have come into the pits. But I do believe Hyperdrive will probably pit the number 44 car at the end of this lap. It would be too dangerous to leave him out. Just like his teammate before him, Akari has passed Sebo Campo. That will probably be Akari's only overtake today. For the rest of today, rather, as Sebo Campo now coming through the 3rd sector. This is the championship leader. And in Yas Island, Sebo Campo currently going to have to pit again at the end of this lap. And as for how the championship contenders were doing, Camino out of the race and out of the championship running. Ravo out of the race and likely out of the championship running. Sebo Campo coming into the pits for the 3rd time because he's had a puncture. And the race leader, B-Dragon Sonic, coming through the 3rd sector in the lead. And if he doesn't pit, which he definitely shouldn't, he should come into the pits at the end of this lap. We're going to keep running on board with this car. He's staying out. He's staying out on the final lap. He's not going to be able to set a fastest lap, we don't believe. He's got Inet Badminster Company behind, 3 seconds back, however. He doesn't need to take this lap too seriously. It's very weird to note that as B-Dragon Sonic sets the fastest 1st sector on the final lap, if it finishes like this, he will take the lead of the driver's standings with 20, and he will be 23 points ahead of Sebo Campo. The other Andretti car, however, setting a faster sector time of their own. He'll currently finish in P6. B-Dragon Sonic now going into the rundown into the start of the final sector. He's a multiple-time champion. He's seasoned. All he has to do is get through this next part of the track cleanly, and it'll be the championship lead for the number 44 car, as it has been many times before. He comes through the final sector. We're going to ride on board with the number 44 car. He's struggling with his tyres, but as he comes into the final double right-hand turn, it will be the championship lead for B-Dragon Sonic here in Yas Island. B-Dragon Sonic wins the Yas Island E-Prix for Hyperdrive Racing. Inet Babness second, Yuki Suo third, Daniel Bogdasarov in fourth, setting the fastest lap of the E-Prix. Pastor Maldonado hounding the back of Leo, the lead Pinnacle car. But can he take 14th place away from that Pinnacle FE? Theodore Schumacher down in 11th place, sets a new fastest lap at 1:12. Now Leo resets that at 1:12.066. Akari now coming to the line in 16th place. How's this lap time going to be? It's not going to be quicker than what his teammates are, and this is going to be the last man to cross the line, Sebo Campo. And he's going to try and take away that fastest lap from Leo. Coming through the third sector there, keeping it clean, nice and tidy from the 76. Let's see. And his lap time, will it be quicker? It's a fastest lap of 1:11.8. But this is the podium then. I do believe now you have a new championship leader in B-Dragon Sonic, who has just won this Yas Island E-Prix. Then it's Inet Babness in second, from Yuki Suo in P3. And then it's MF1 Daniel Bogdasarov and Marcus Nelson. Then it's Ukable Mielrez is your top 8. Just outside that are the two Red Bull FE cars of Inokui and Mahavir Raghunathan taking 9th and 10th. Then it's Theodore Schumacher, Solos Kynes, JD Venter, Leo, Pastor Maldonado, Akari, the former championship leader, Stan Ocampo, came home with the fastest lap of the E-Prix. And non-finishers were Revo, Dash Sanchez, Bob, David Camino, and Chaco Tigranes. The driver standings, B-Dragon Sonic leads the way, 23 points clear of Sebo Campo. Then it's Revo, who still has a shot of taking second place in the driver standings, but can no longer win the World Drivers' Championship. Same can be said for David Camino and Ukable. Then it's Inet Babness, JD Venter, Chaco Tigranes, there's Leo, Daniel Bogdasarov, Dash Sanchez, Mielrez, Marcus Nelson, Solos Kynes, Bob, Yuki Suo, who's just got on the podium, and he's tied with Mahavir Raghunathan. Then it's Inokui, he's 1 point ahead of Pastor Maldonado, MF1 World, Akari, and Theodore Schumacher. In the constructors' standings, heading into the last round of the championship, Hyperdrive Racing leads the way on 81 points. Then it's Braun FE team on 201 points, 80 points back in fact, exactly. Then it's DS Andretti on 192, and it's Volkswagen on 153, Lamborghini Mako on 106 points, then it's Roden Motorsport on 81 points, Renault Edams on 78 points, Pinnacle FE team on 69 points, and it's Jaguar on 64, Renault FE team on 60 points, and then Skoda Volkswagen on 29 points. That's all the build-up towards this, the final round of the championship. I'll see you guys next time in London, where a champion will be found.